bookish people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. In today's video I am doing my September TBR using my TBR prompts. I'm gonna pick 9 prompts from my TBR jar, and then for the very last one, because I usually pick 10 in my videos, I'm going to be picking from my TBR jar just one random book. These are all the unread books on my shelves, so we're just going to pick one random book, and this is color coordinated by genre. So very exciting. We got the prompts, we got the jar. Let's get into it. I'm also really excited because this is the September TBR, the first month of fall, and I am going to decorate my library for fall next week. I live in Florida, so it'll never be fall outside, which means I can make it fall in here whenever I want, because like out there is Florida, but in here I get to pretend like I live somewhere else. And now I just need the books to match that fall theme I'm gonna give my library, so hopefully we get some good ones. All right, first prompt, what is it gonna be? A 2020 release. Ooh, now I actually have to like work. I gotta go see what on my shelves came out in 2020. This is a lot harder than I thought. Oh my god, totally off, like, okay, I thrifted this book, The Story Life of AJ Victory. I have come across this book so many times in the thrift store. One day I just randomly decided, okay, I'm gonna pick it up. I picked this up at the thrift store. I just went to go see when was this, like what year was it? What year did this come out? And oh my god, it's signed. It's signed. I've had a signed copy of The Story Life of AJ Victory for months and months, maybe a year at this point, and I had no idea. And I have opened this book to read the first chapter before, but I just never. It's signed. We're gonna have to make room for this on my TBR because now I'm super excited about this book, but when was it written? That's the important part. Written in 2014. Okay, it is really hard to find a 2020 book on my TBR, but I'm gonna keep looking, but oh my god. Okay, I'm on Goodreads. I filtered my physical TBR thing by publication year, and this is how we're gonna pick it because me just searching my shelves is clearly not working. Okay, I finally found one that fits a fall spooky theme, and it was done in 2020, written in 2020. What is it? It is Clown in the Cornfield by Adam Cesar. This is Caesar. This is a YA horror. It's a YA slasher, and it sounds exactly what it is. Clown in a Cornfield. To be honest, I haven't read the back of it. I want to go in kind of blind, not knowing too much of the plot. That's like the best way to go into horror books and like mystery thrillers. Like, just give me like a few keywords that get me drawn into it. So for this, that's Clown in the Cornfield slasher and YA. That all drew me into it, and now I don't need to know anything else. I just want to go in and experience it for a good time. And this is perfect to kick off fall and spooky season. Because although, you know, Halloween is in October, I say all of fall is spooky season. So this is the first pick for our TBR, and we're off to a great start with the fall theme. Prompt number 2. Oh my god, I cannot believe I found a signed book unknowingly on my shelves. Prompt number 2, middle grade book. Ooh, I actually have the perfect middle grade book that I want to read right now. Oh, now I'm stuck between 2. These are the 2 I was debating between: A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison and Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. They both sound really good. This one I haven't heard anybody talk about, but it just looked cute and adorable, so I bought it. And this one I've actually heard a lot of praise about this book from people who read like adult fantasy, you know what I mean? So like this has adult appeal to it as well. I mean, obviously it's for middle grade students, but like adults have also enjoyed this. So I think we're gonna go with Amari and the Night Brothers. It has been sitting on my shelf forever. It is about time that I finally read it, and to be honest, this has been on my physical TBR longer than this one, so I feel like we should give this one priority. So I don't really know what this is about, but I know it's middle grade, it's fantasy, and people really enjoy it, so we're gonna go with this one. Some things I buy just based on the hype, okay? Prompt number 3. I'm actually really loving the picks so far. Prompt number 3, a book from general fiction shelf. A book from general fiction shelf. Well, now we can incorporate The Story Life of AJ Victory by Gabrielle Sivan in there. Like, honestly, this was just one of those meant to be moments, because when I tell you, I find this almost like 9 times out of 10 when I go to the thrift store, I find this book. Like, there are so many opportunities for me to pick up this book. And the day I just randomly decide to pick it up, it's signed, and I don't even know it until now. That is just some meant to be things. We have pick a book from a general fiction shelf, which I have never gotten this prompt out of all the prompt videos I've done. So this is our moment. This is our time to shine. I don't think this has a fall setting, but the red vibes, the bookstore, like it's giving me fall vibes. Okay, so we're reading this and we're gonna be really excited about reading this. Prompt number 4. LGBTQ plus rep. What is a book with LGBTQ plus rep? Let me look at my shelves. Oh, this one has to be so easy. Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I assume that there's LGBTQ plus rep in here. So I got this from Aardvark for my last Aardvark box. So basically this is about a guy who is a screenplay writer and his studio wants him to kill off the gay characters. And he's like, yeah, absolutely not. And then it talks about how like the demons are chasing him in Hollywood, or his past demons are chasing him in Hollywood. So it's a horror book, and I heard it's a little like gross and graphic. Am I thinking about the right book? I don't really know, but I'm excited to read it. It's horror, it sounds like fun, and this I feel like is kind of giving me like summer vibes, even though we're going into fall, but we're still in August, so it's kind of like a great transition period, like summer vibes, but like the horror of fall. So like, you know what I mean? We're kind of like, it's a great transition book. So Bury Your Gaze for LGBTQ plus rep, and it's a new release and a recent purchase, so we love all that. Prompt number 5. What is it gonna be? Author with same last initial. Ooh, so an author that their last name starts with G. For this one, I'm going to be reading Foxglove by Adeline Grace. I bought this on release day in last year, 2023, and now the third one, Wisteria, is about to come out. So, you know, it's been a whole year. I should probably read this book because I've owned it for a year. And also what I remember from Belladonna, it has the best atmospheric vibes, which is perfect for getting into the fall spirit. And I rated Belladonna 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. So I am very excited to continue on with Foxglove, which I am assuming is going to be a 4 or 5 star just based on my experience with Belladonna. Prompt number 6. An unread book from Book of the Month. Okay, I have a ton of those. So we have lots of options for this one. For this one, we just need a good old mystery thriller. I feel like it's been a while since I just read a good old mystery thriller. So I'm gonna do Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. I read the first book she came out with, Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Absolutely loved it, rated it 5 stars. I listened to the audiobook for it. And although I do own this book, obviously I'm holding it, I'm gonna be listening to the audiobook for it because it is available on Hoopla, and something that I could check off via audiobook is just going to be something I'm probably going to get done a lot sooner than something I have to physically read, because I listen to audiobooks while I work. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really great one. I don't know exactly what this book is about. I think it's about like an FBI agent and she's solving a case, but is she being like blackmailed by the suspect? Something? I don't know. I remember being interested in the synopsis when I read it. But again, I just like to go in blind, okay? If you're here for the book synopsis, I'm not going to give you that. I'll tell you why I bought it, why I'm picking it, but it has very little to do with what it's actually about, okay? Usually it's like the vibes, a few keywords, and hype is why I pick up books. So there you go. I don't need to know the details. I just want to go in for a good time. Prompt number 7. Book on the cover or books. A book on a cover or books. Okay. There's 2 I'm thinking about. Oh my god. Does this one really not have a book on the cover? I mean, it says book, if that counts, but like it doesn't have an actual book on the cover. So, you know, unfortunately, that one's going back, although we really do want to read it. Has to go back for now. For this one, I'm going to be picking Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies by Catherine Mack. The reason I'm picking this one is because it's kind of like my last chance to read it before we get fully into the fall mood, okay? Because this is giving me summer vibes. I don't want to wait a whole other year to read this book, so this is going to be my #1 priority. Read this, and then let's get into all the fall picks. This is a cozy mystery that takes place, I believe, in Europe. I think it's about an author who's going on a book tour. All I know is this is what got me, okay? 10 days, 8 suspects, 6 cities, 5 authors, 3 bodies, 1 trip to die for. And also I saw it featured on my favorite booktubers channels, and I am nothing if not influenced by my favorite booktubers. So there we go. That's why I picked this one up. And also it is blurbed by authors that I really enjoy. So there we go. This is going to be my pick for books or books on the cover. Prompt number 8. Oops, things are flying out. Start a new series. Start a new series. Oh, this one is so easy. This one is so easy because I really want to read Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, which is really getting me inspired to read this book. 1, I've just always wanted to read this book, but 2, what's inspiring me in this exact moment is Reagan Prue's project. She just put out a video like reading her last Robin Hobb book. She has completed the trilogies, or all the trilogies, or all the interconnected series, whatever, and she was like talking about how much she loves it. And in that video she did like kind of breaking down like what order should you read all the trilogies in, and she was like, you should start with Assassin's Apprentice. So is this me starting my Robin Hobb journey? Am I gonna love it? Am I gonna hate it? Because one fantasy girly that I follow, Peruse Project, loves it. Another fantasy girly that I follow is not a fan. So I'm interested to see where I lie in this. Okay, and now we are picking our last prompt before I get into it, just a completely random selection. So let's see what our last prompt is gonna be. An author you've read before. Well, that is fun because there's actually so much I could pick for this, because there are so many authors that I have read before that I have unread books by them on my shelf. So let me just try to narrow it down. It's not even like it's not even like about searching my shelves for something. It's about, no, I can already think of like 5 off the top of my head. Which one am I gonna pick? If you really want to know what I'm debating between, it's these two. Obviously very different and obviously very different lengths. This one because I feel like I'm really going to enjoy it because I love the Kaiju Preservation Society, and this one because I really want to continue my Mistborn journey, but I'm just trying to look at all the books I have right now. Is it realistic to fit this like chunker? I love how floppy this is. Is it realistic to fit this in this TBR video? I don't know. I'm gonna add both, and whichever one I read is the one that we're doing for this prompt. And now for my last pick, we are gonna pick a completely random book from the TBR jar. I'm not gonna explain what all the colors mean yet. Once I pull out a color, I'll tell you what it is. Okay, let's see. We're gonna put our hand all the way down there, mix it up. What are we gonna get? Okay, Foxglove. Foxglove, which is already on my TBR, so I feel like that's a meant to be moment. We're gonna retry that. So I feel like Foxglove is definitely a meant to be book that we have to prioritize because the universe has told me to read it twice now. Okay, so what is the other book gonna be? The Echo Wife. The Echo Wife. Ooh, this is great because this is one I don't care to physically read. I can listen to it via audiobook, which means it'll probably get accomplished and we'll get a random book off my TBR. It's back here. So here it is, all the way back here. I'll just fix that in a minute. We have The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. This is a what? Is this a sci-fi? Is this a horror? Is it a thriller? Is it a mix of all three? Let me just read the back really quickly. Okay, so in this book you're following our main character, Evelyn Caldwell, and her husband creates a clone of her, and then he starts cheating on her with her clone, so her and her clone teamed up to murder her husband, and now they have a body to dispose of. So I think that's what it's about. It says the both Caldwell wives have a mess to clean up. Good thing Evelyn Caldwell is used to getting her hands dirty. I'm excited. Sounds like a good time. I remember why I picked this up at a thrift store now, because that just sounds intriguing and fun. This one I'll probably be listening to via audio, and sounds like a fun, good time. Getting us in this spooky mood. And I'm very excited for this TBR that I have, because this is something I wouldn't have even thought to pick because it has been a forgotten book on my shelves, but because this made me pick it, we are reading it. Here is one last look of the TBR for September. A wide range of genres. Everything to me has a fall vibe to it, so very excited. We got fantasy, we got cozy, we got mystery thrillers, we have horror, I don't know, but we have more fantasy, YA fantasy, adult fantasy, maybe continuing our Cosmere journey. So that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next one when I decorate my library for fall. Bye!